Welcome to Halftime Heroes for season 2026. We've got the latest news from across the Mornington Peninsula and beyond, with the crew of Adam Kelly, Peter Susovich, Neil Craig, Luke Harris, Chris Gamble, Leigh McQuillen, and Jacob Kelly. Take it away, boys.
Big go. Welcome, sports fans, to episode 12, round 10. We're going to review round 10 of cracking round of footy. There were some beautiful results from these gentlemen.
Good results all around. Yeah. Middle of the season.
Frankston YCW, our sponsors, Mornington, Rosebud, Protein, LC Constructions, Impact Glass and Glazing, and the Little Cork Company. And there's a change in the panel again. We just can't get everyone in the one room together. Adam's gone down this week, folks. I think he's got COVID. So those who were sitting with him last week, too bad. You're going to get COVID.
He needs a career change, that bloke. I reckon he's always sick.
He's sniffing. It's the bins.
He's sniffing through the bins too much.
Yeah. It's got to be the bins. It's bloody terrible. Division 1 saw Dromana get over a gutsy YCW, keeps YC just on the precipice, and Mornington hang on against a feisty 9-goal kicking, coming home with the breeze Sorrento to get up by 6 points, which keeps Mornington just nicely above the pack at the bottom there. In Division 2, Bonnie get their 4th win of the year over Cribby, putting Cribby in a precarious position. We've been all over Cribby, but they're very precarious.
I'd have to admit, I'm looking forward to unpacking that one because I did say this is the one they must win to keep their season alive and talk about their draw.
I've just broken the seal on the parachute box.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Okay. Summy go down to Pearsdale by 43 points and a little bit of a shock loss there. And sort of Pearsdale got out of the gates and went whack-a-doo and couldn't have to hang on. Bang. Had a few missing gammers we hear.
Yeah, had a couple. Yep.
Chris Gamble, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. Good to be back. Couple of weeks off.
Good. No, I think they talk about us when we're not here.
Oh, yeah. There's
really. You do? It's a kind of shit.
Geez, apparently my name got mentioned plenty last week.
I think Macca, we got into both of them.
Yeah, we did. We did. But it was in good fun.
Yeah, of course it will be. Leigh McQuillen, how are you?
I'm
After
really
the win, the heart's still going. Blow the hooter.
I'm going to give you the tip. The heart was going like that. Yeah, absolutely. They were coming big time. And, you talk about a breeze. It was definitely a scoring in, but I didn't think it was that much of a scoring in.
Did they have to clear the netball courts for the helipad?
They did.
Girls, get away.
Wasn't a lot of. I was a little bit disappointed with the turnout, actually. There wasn't that many people there. We had a big crowd. It was pretty loud. Yeah. I'm sure Chad Harris heard that when he was going off the ground. But it was a cracking game. But for the viewer, like if you see it so one side and then all of a sudden one side's coming and jeepers. Seriously, the ball was sitting inside their 50 with 30 seconds to go. It was sailing into the air. So that's how close they came to drawing. And we drew last year. So would have been the same again. So,
but got the points.
And we probably needed that one after the Devon Meadows one we lost earlier, like that.
Peter Susovich, our executive producer. How are you, my friend? Now we know you're not that flash, but out of all the certificates we got, I cannot see a chainsaw operation certificate on the wall anywhere. I just can't see it.
Horticulture,
it's probably there.
Horticulture, no.
Horticulture, working above heights, chainsaw. For those who don't know, Sus is going to put it on the page, I think. Did a fairly decent job of cutting his hand off with a chainsaw on Saturday morning.
Yeah. So just before footy, thought about the game down at Mornington and just overloaded and chopped my left hand off.
So can I ask you? You did it on Saturday. Why have you still got the hospital tag on your hand?
No, it came out of surgery.
Like a badge of honour.
Did you go back?
Yeah, had to go back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Today?
No, I went back last night.
Okay. But a shout out to the Summy emergency response unit.
That's just a fantastic town, isn't it?
That's the response I got out of those people there. Just walked in and they looked after everything straight off the bat. Fantastic.
Did you drop Gumman's name?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
We get 5-star treatment.
We get all those people here. That's the comment. No, they were fantastic. They were fantastic, folks. So well done to the people down there at Medicare Somerville Emergency Care. Well done.
Oh, the urgent care clinic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yep. Good stuff.
And it can't get a good man down, can you? He's here pushing the buttons.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Manful
just
you are.
One finger, mate.
One finger Susovich, they call it.
Just make sure we're still recording. Hold it. Yeah, we are. It's okay.
Let's get into Division 1 before we really lose our shit here. And Mount Eliza took on Devon Meadows, a really competitive game. I actually watched the whole game, paid my $13 to get in.
Have you got a membership?
I haven't got a membership.
Okay, so you're paying.
Haven't you got a concession?
I was going to say
you'd qualify for concession.
The girl at the thing never asked me for concession. I think she thinks I'm 40.
Oh, yeah. Well,
which would be fair
I can
enough
see
as well.
why. Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Yep.
But a good game up until three-quarter time where Mount Eliza just sort of flexed their collective muscles and got over the line by 57 points. Only 22-odd points in it at three-quarter time, and Devon were moving the ball really well and had a sniff up until then. But Mount Eliza coming home with the wet. So Ziggy Toledo is huge for that footy club. I think he missed 190-odd days of football and just kicked a lazy 5, I think it was, Sus. Yep. And we're just getting into the game beautifully after halftime and really stood up when he needed it. Archie Stringer, Zach Jones. Jonesy's starting to really hit his straps in that division. He's just got that little bit more time than anyone else.
Yeah.
That half a second that puts someone else into space.
Yeah.
And we're going down. We're still doing the best. Sus, Finn Bain and Max Morney, who probably took the points against Kirby.
Yeah, right.
Kirby's probably slightly better around the ground with his mobility.
Yeah, right.
But certainly got smashed in the middle. Max did a good job. Kai Williams, Levi Churchill, Toby Senina, Patrick Cinema, yep. And Jack Wilson for Devon Meadows. But really good game till three-quarter time. But the Mount Eliza boys just went, hang on, boys, we'll just take over here, and they kicked away and won by 57.
Not very often you actually don't see a Quirk, a Hillis, a Battle, or a Kent in their best.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find that Quirk's still had a reasonable day. Hillis, not sure. Maybe he's playing forward. I think Dean Kent played forward. Okay.
Devon got smashed in the middle.
That's what is he carrying an injury?
He must be.
That's my question because his numbers are low. I actually looked at it before he came on the show. He's had 10 and he's played forward. So if he's carrying an injury, that would hurt their midfield big time. It'd put a load on the Quirk. And then when you've got Finn Bain, tearing it up. I think Finn Bain had 41 6 clearances, and then you got Zach Jones. Super players, like absolute super. Like I'm doing a lot of homework on those blokes for this week. We've obviously got Mount Eliza this week. I'm really looking forward to the battle. Always enjoy going down to Mount Eliza and always enjoy playing against them. But I was looking at the numbers there. They've had 100 more possessions. And Mount Eliza have handballed 150 times. That's a lot. Yeah. So, and in their numbers, they're finished with 8 of the top 10 possession getters. So,
I reckon most of those, majority of handballs in the last quarter, they just started flicking it around about the old Mount Eliza style.
Wasn't Zach Jones and Finn Bain handballing amongst themselves or something?
No, they put
70 possessions.
They put other blokes in really good spots. They're clever footballers. There's no question about that.
100%.
18-11 to 9-8. So they have that would show a dominance on the scoreboard, but it was only late that they got well on top. And so started to really hit their straps. And they're going to be very dangerous moving into the snapper season. There's no doubt about that.
Well, and the biggest thing with them too is that, like, you look at their 19s, they're quite strong. So I don't know how many 19s they got sitting in that side. I actually don't know that well, but their 19s are sitting on top of the ladder. And I know that we play them this week. It's 1v2 on the weekend, which will be a cracking game for viewers who are going down to Mount Eliza to get there for that early one. But it'd be interesting to know if any of their 19s are actually getting a crack. They're probably a lot more seasoned than we are, and we're having to play a lot of our 19s, and Mount Eliza aren't doing that as much as us. But when you've got the quality that sort of sits inside that side, led by Zach Jones and Nelms, he's one of my favourites to watch.
Nelms is in career best form.
I love him. I've always said, and the boys at Mornington give me a bit of stick about it, because I always said I'd love to have Nelmsy playing for us. I actually think he's a ripping guy and a ripping player, and they're very honest, mate. So I'm a big fan of Mount Eliza Footy Club. I think they play their footy in the right way. So looking forward to going the battle.
It'll be a good Saturday, Dan. I look forward to seeing you down. Yeah, it'll be very nice. The next game we're going to look at is Rosebud over Edie by 42 points. An up and down Edie season continues. Rosebud 12-23 to 6-17. So another dominance on the scoreboard, Gunners.
Yeah, they're a hard team to gauge, EDS, aren't they? They pop up and, they beat Langy last week, week before or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, I think
last kick of the day.
They did beat Langy, but they lost to Sereno.
Yeah, it's odd.
So... interesting season.
So in the best for Eddie was Kurt Lobo, our barometer player.
That's what I was going to say.
He's barometered beautifully.
When they've got the right names and the best players, as per most sides, they tend to go all right.
Names, Campbell Gatt, Lewis Dickens, who's always in there, Charlie Martello, and Zach Weller.
They had an injury, though, didn't they, to the ex-AFL guy?
Vickery?
No, the other one.
Oh, no, the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah.
We flicked down.
Can't think of his name now.
Gallucci?
Yes, Jordan Gallucci.
And for Rosebud, it was Rosebud. It was.
I think you'll find that Hayes will be their best. He had a lot of football.
Wiggum, Hartung, Liam Tidd, Campbell Husbate, Lachlan Williams, and Stephen Cumming.
Hayes is at 36.
And didn't get the top.
Hayes is at 36.
You'd be bloody shitty at that, wouldn't you?
That's a fair game from him. He has a lot of footy. And Hartung has had a good year, though. They're top 5 at 165 possessions of their 320. So half their possessions are gone to their top 5.
Yeah.
So, they just share the footy around. But we always spoke about how deep they are through the midfield. And, Hartung sort of leads that, I think, with his work off half back as well. And, through the middle, Huswaite and, Nance Gowan and those boys. So they're so deep.
A backman having 36 disposals.
Yeah. And not getting mentioned. So we're entering the big boy month now, aren't we? And this is when the cream tends to come to the rounds between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
And then from there, everything's pretty settled and we start to head towards finals. The results are starting to reflect that now, aren't they?
100%. And the biggest thing about them, like Rosebud, is they've got plan A, B, and C. A lot of sides have got their midfield, and that's their plan A. And then when you go to plan B, you might be able to change one of plan A, but you can't reset and go, there's a whole new B and there's a C. That's what they have, like over the top of anyone in the comp. We talk about how good Langwarrin are, but I think that you're talking about the difference between, a kicking side and a handball, surge forward side with a deep midfield. A good forward line, deep midfield. The Langwarrin's good forward line, but their deep midfield. They can just give you so many different looks.
Exactly. Yeah, very adaptable, aren't they?
Yeah.
The next game is Langy got the points well and truly over Pines with 83 points, 19-9 to 5-10. Pines might be starting to. You'd have to start to think, boys, we need to get going real soon. Now it's we've got some with the Mornington result now, 3 wins. Devon looked fairly safe in Division 1. Pines want to get going and real quick, and I know they've got some injury concerns, but that's a win. I guess we all saw coming with the margin. I guess we all saw around about that. 89 point hurts. They've done it 15 odd goals, 14 goals.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's interesting too. Pines went plus 24 in the clearances. So you spoke about at Gammas pre-season how good Langy are off half back. They actually don't mind losing clearance because of how well they're set up behind the footy.
Yeah.
And that goes to show because they've only gone plus 65 in possessions. But one thing I want to note about this side, and I've banged on about it for weeks, they've gone 210 kicks to 90 marks. They are a kick mark side.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then when you look at the rest of the comp, if you go, I did some numbers on kick handball this week. So kick handball, I looked at the 5 sides who won.
Yep.
And out of the other 4 sides, Mount Eliza, Dromana, Rosebud, Mornington, the average was plus 50 on the actual kicks, plus 50, more kicks.
Yeah,
but then when you look at Langwarrin, they went plus 121 by foot.
Yeah, wow.
So they're creaming the competition by foot.
Yeah.
They're just using it by foot and they're hurting you by foot.
Yeah. Okay.
So and they're miles ahead of anyone.
So I think Langy, like I was listening to what you're saying before, Rosebud have got probably 3 or 4 ways to beat you, and Langy's probably just that year behind, aren't they? They've probably got 2, maybe 3. Like they'll beat up on sides in the midfield when they get it right, but their halfback short kicking game, generate run off halfback is pretty tough to beat, and the lower echelon teams are going to struggle to defend.
Yeah. They're interesting numbers as we get nearer to the finals and within the final series, and it becomes. It's one on defense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Becomes more congested. Do you think those numbers would be super? The numbers will drop from that 160 sort of kicks in front of it, won't they? Because you just won't get time to do that or execute it to that big stage. It becomes far harder, quicker.
100%.
Decision making is really important.
Well, I think the biggest thing you got to do against Lang is you got to take that decision. You got to make a decision quicker.
Yeah.
So when I talk about that come forward, your D1's got to be good because you got to take that away from them. Because if you give them time, like on the weekend, Orchard and Painberg had 20 marks between them, just the 2.
Yeah.
That's without taking Johnson up forward, who's probably their best forward, and then you got Harry Money to come back. So you have to take time from them. You can't if you give them space, they will cut you up.
Yeah.
And Rosebud know that. Rosebud aren't silly. They know that their come forward defence and their pressure is going to be what. Maybe is the difference because you got them 2 being the 2 cream of the crop sides at the moment.
Yeah.
So they will know that and they'll do their homework. But there's big numbers.
Yeah, they're huge.
Big numbers.
They're huge. It's going to be interesting.
Everyone's handballing
styles
a lot. Yeah.
As we get into August, September. It's interesting. So in the best for Langy, Chief was
up there. We've got those.
Well, we didn't have. They didn't have the best.
They didn't have the best.
No, so we've got some stats up there.
No coach could be bothered. So you got
Poulios definitely was. He had a good game.
Poulios, 34 touches, pretty handy game, 134 rating points. It's
Jack Orchard.
Jack Orchard's a super player.
Yeah. No, that's a win that. Where are Pines at?
Well, Murphy had 29 on the weekend, and I think you'll find Hendry had 15 clearances through the ruck, so he sort of came back again.
So they're good. They're good players are playing. Footy, and they're still getting.
Yeah, their top end's still very good. You've got to be careful of them. But maybe it's just the depth that's hurting them a little bit. And their 19s that we know aren't strong, so they're not pulling many out of there. They did have a VFL boy play his first game from the other day. He went back and played the Frankston against Collingwood. Yep. He was quiet again. So whether he pops back into their side again, who knows? But look, they you know, I mean, it's hard because we're sitting in the bottom three as well. So I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, no.
At the same time, like I can imagine Murph's just sitting there. They've backed him, and I can imagine he's just sitting there trying to work out how are we going to get enough wins to hang in there. And at the moment, they're going to have a game coming up pretty soon against Sereno, and they're going to have to throw absolutely everything. I think it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So they're going to throw the kitchen sink at that because that's their first hurdle.
Yeah. That's nearly the relegation cup.
Yeah, well,
it's
it is.
Getting to that stage in a couple of weeks' time.
We don't certainly think we're completely out of the woods yet, but yeah, that certainly is the big game, that one. Yeah, because I think last time they played, Pines beat them. Yeah, that's their one win.
Yeah. Round 13, Saturday, 18th of July.
Look at hang on to that. So speaking of big games, Mornington over Sorrento by a goal over a steaming home, over a red-hot Morno to start off with, but a steaming hot bloody Sorrento.
Can I just butt in here? Can I just butt in here? Like, I wasn't here last week.
Who would you pick?
I think they probably talked about you.
I just would have picked Mornington like that.
He would have.
No hesitation.
No, mate, I believe you. But
allegedly, question, don't I?
Well, our data showed that you would have picked Sorrento. That's all.
Oh, did it? I don't reckon I've ever picked Sorrento.
So Matty Caines had one of his quietest days in about 6 weeks. He only kicked 3 goals.
Well, I actually spoke to Jimmy after the game, and it was interesting because they put a lot of work into Matty, and they lost their ruckman, the big fella from Red Hill, and he didn't play, and they decided to go with a different ruckman. But the bloke they put onto Matty was the bloke they probably should have rucked from the start of the day. Right. And I think they worked that out after half time. Yeah, because Credlin was rucking so well and giving us first use. And then when we were sort of about 8 goals up, I think they decided to sort of throw the magnets up a bit, and they put him up onto the ball. And he rucked against Credlin and did quite well. And he shaped the game a bit. I think Credlin was a little bit tired from rucking in the first half, with, supported by King. But it sort of changed the game a little bit. But
so take us inside the coach's mind. I love this sort of stuff. You and Newey. And you got 8 goals in front, then you're 6 in front, then you're 5 in front, then you're 4, and you're 3, and shit. And you're watching the clock. You're holy shit. It was how was the box operating?
Well, it was downhill skiing a bit. Like we got so far up, and sometimes you can be a little bit complacent. Your kids play so well, and I've said this before. We had 11 in there that were last year were 19s. Yeah. So 4 of them are out now, first year, but 7 are still on. So sometimes you can get complacent. The kids, they get into a spot of winning and then maybe just drop their guard a bit. Yep. And then you get guys, on their side, Gladman certainly sort of started to rise a bit. You got a Harris. Yeah. Holt started to come up, and they just started to come at us, and they had their older bodies. Yeah. And you could see them gaining more confidence with momentum. Yeah. And as they chipped away at us, and because our ground's so small and you can score on it quickly, as they chipped away on us, we had Hallahan and Halligan. Jesus, they're an unbelievable pairing down there, and Bremen's the other one. Yeah. So they got 3 really good forwards. If you don't match them up really well, we lost Mitch Bloom to a broken finger during the week. That sort of threw our back line into disarray a bit. And then we had to make some changes. And Halligan was causing us a lot of problems down forward. So every time the ball went down, we were trying to get a right matchup for him. So I'm making a few changes. But they were just coming like a freight train. I'd have to admit, you get to a point in the coach's box when you nearly have to put your hands up and say, boys, it's over to you. Yeah. Like we've trained these scenarios. You need to get this done now and finish it off. And there was a ball. If you watch it, I reckon you should watch the last minute of the game. There's a ball that goes flying down into their forward line. I reckon there must have been 30 seconds to go. And a young kid called Ryder Collins, playing his 4th game out of under 19, sits in the middle of the pack and takes this massive mark, and then takes his time. He was down the other end of the ground, so you couldn't tell him, couldn't get the runner. Take your time, mate. Take your time. Kill the clock. Wait till he tells you to go. And then he sort of kicks it out to the wing. There's a spare ball that goes out. It sits out, and one of our other under-19s players lays a massive tackle, and then the siren goes.
Fantastic.
So Newey
and I... Great to see the kids involved late, though, when we've got to spread for their confidence.
Newey and I walked over to the playing group, and, we spoke to Jimmy and had, felt for him a bit because, they were nearly got it. And then we spoke to our playing group and said to them, I don't know whether to be happy or sad or what we need to feel on this one. It's a disappointing win because we're in such a prime position to just steamroll them, and then we just didn't get it done. However, we've been on the other end of that against Devon Meadows earlier in the year when we were 40 points up and got rolled, and I know that feeling. I know that was like what that was like for a few weeks. Yeah. So we'll take this one. We get our 3rd win, and we celebrate it, and we sung our song, and we just said, this is a win. So let's move forward.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really funny. We you obviously played some great footy in Q1, and I think the modern game, you cannot play that level for more than probably a half. I go back to when we played Rye a couple of weeks ago. I think we kept them goalless at halftime and had a similar score to you guys. And I said to the boys, I don't reckon we can play that way for much longer. So you got to recognise the momentum shifts and actually, even though you're winning by a lot, you can't actually just have to possess the ball for a little bit, which is hard to do when you're winning well. I've said to my boys, I'd rather win like that than have to come from the clouds like Sorrento did, because you've been the better team when both teams are fresh when it matters the most.
Did you get to the stage of putting a number back? I know you need to start 6-6, but slide the wingman back.
And Matty Kane's the one who will do that at times. Okay. So Matty's played a lot of footy in defence and obviously gone forward and been a bit of a revelation. But if you ever need one behind, he sits behind. He just sits in the hole. And because you're still 6-6-6, so we had to play him on a wing, but just roll him back off the back of the square and just sit him in defence. So he sat in and did really well just to finish the game. So
fantastic.
It's exciting.
It's an awesome result.
Yeah, big win.
40 out of 42 points, but the Sorrento playing 28 out of 40. That's a good result.
Any dramas?
28 out of 42.
Any dramas about points?
Yeah. Yep. So you want me to unpack that?
You're clear, aren't you?
Well, no. Look, there was a bit of a kerfuffle before the game. So we've got a guy called Luke Parsons who came across. So he was originally as a one-pointer for us, and he came across. He played at Sorrento the last 2 years, and he's played about 12 senior games. He came back to us. Now at Sorrento, he was a three-pointer. And before the game, we were trying to we had him down as a one, but the coaches were questioning whether he was still a one. So we looked him up on Player HQ, and we noticed that he'd played 70 games at South Mornington, but he'd played about 30 with us, and then played in our 19. So obviously, when he went across to Sorrento, he was claimed as a Mornington player, and that's why he played at 3 with them originally. Right. This is before we were in Division 1. Right. So then when he came back to us, we were weighing up, is he a 1 with us or is he a 4? Because he's come from Sorrento and he's carrying 1. So the problem was that so Bell's come into that game late. So if he's a 4, we're playing that game at 43.
Yeah, right.
If he's a 1, we're playing it at 30. We're playing it at 40. So we decided it's not worth the risk. Oh. So we had to make a late change and pull Bell off the ground out. He just played a full game of reserves.
And have you got clarity on that?
We've got clarity during the week, and I don't even know how this can even be the case. They're claiming he's a 2. No, they're claiming he's a 2. And I don't even
pick a number on the
I don't even know how that can be the case. But we're still talking to the league. He will be in our seniors this week. We've guaranteed him a spot. We're going to pick him. We're going to play him.
Fantastic.
I felt like that's the first time in my coaching career, and I've been going 15 years, that I've ever had to walk up to a player. We're 10 minutes off running out. I said, Parso,
you're not playing.
Mate, sorry, you can't play. Mate, he was devastated. His family's come down, and I rang him that night. I said, mate, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it. I mean, he would have loved, it's his old club. He would have loved to have been part of that win. But
you did the right thing.
We couldn't risk.
You had to. You had to do that.
If Sorrento, could turn around and say, he's a 4. He played for us. He should be. And then you lose your points. And we can't afford to lose that 4 points.
And
so it was
allegations of cheating.
Yeah, it was the right decision.
But it's just the whole point scenario is still...
So
got a cloud over it.
That's not the first time this year. So Luke Morgan, who he won't mind me saying this, Luke Morgan played us early in the year, and they had a feeling before the game they were 1 point over. So they made a late change. And then when they beat us, I had a chat to Morgan in the rooms afterwards. I said, what was going on with that late change? He said, mate, we're at 43. We only realised late we're at 43. So and that guy didn't even get to play.
Yeah, right.
At all. So same as Parsons. So there's a precedent for it. I think clubs you talk about doing your due diligence during the week. Yeah. But I think we didn't think we were that close to 42. That was our problem. We thought we were on about 36, 37. So we didn't think it mattered.
Flexibility, yeah.
Well,
when you do the numbers,
like I mentioned last week, there's a player in a league in First Division that has played in 4 competitions this year and is classed as a 3-pointer.
He is.
And he's played in 4 individual competitions.
4 individual competitions.
4 clubs.
Yep, 4 clubs around Australia.
Oh, yeah, right.
In one competition, he's classified as a 6. Another competition, he's classified in a 5 in the MPFNL. Another competition, he's classified as a 3. So, a lot of working out to be done.
You've got to go. The problem we had was it was a Saturday. We should have thought about that on the Friday because we could have got clarification. But we were a Saturday, so you can't get clarification.
But you thought you had enough in your pocket.
We thought we had enough.
Yeah. So in the best 4, Morno.
You make a good point there. You should be able to get clarification on a Saturday.
Of course, yeah.
So those should be written somewhere.
100%. How can we not ring someone and say, what is he? Can you put it in writing? We had nothing in writing. So we just didn't want to take it as gospel.
Brenton Credlin, Nathan Heath, Charlie Caldecott. Is that right?
Yep,
Caldecott. Yep. Matthew Lafontaine and Thomas Payne. In 4, Sorrento's Bailey Holt, Shannon Gladman, Chad Harris, Kyle Halligan, and William Froome.
Have you ever seen William Froomes play?
Goes all right, doesn't he?
No.
He can play. Got some speed. He's powerful. I didn't know much about him before he played him, and I did a little bit of homework on him for next time. He's a good player. I think he's a local too. Yeah, right. 1 pointer. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Circle in. Oh, you got local for Mornington or for
no,
them?
For them, which is good.
Yeah. Our halftime heroes match of the day, so I've been told, was Frankston YCW taking on Dromana, and it was Dromana hanging on 13-10-88 to a fairly feisty YCW 11-8-74. So once I don't know who picked who last week because we weren't here, but once again a result that we thought might.
No, so 2 picked Dromana, 2 picked Frankston.
I would have picked Dromana.
Oh, me too. I would have picked all the
I've got some question marks about YC.
Yeah, well, that's their second. They're back-to-back losses. Devon beat them the week before, and Dromana got over the top. And we spoke about the cream coming to the top.
Yeah.
Macca, and it continues to do so within these next few weeks.
Yeah, and I said to you, like, Dromana will bounce back from this one. I was pretty confident they would. Added quickly, which helps, but they've gone nearly 50-50 handball to kick.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that? They're a flex forward side.
Yeah.
If you let them do that, Art's 35, Fowler 34, White 32. They've had 10 of the top 12 possession getters. They've had a ton of football.
They're putting it through the good hands too, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they trust those hands.
One of the games I watched in emergency and on the phone, and you could see the run and carry by Dromana was just straight, get the ball, handball, left or right, automatic.
Did you notice when watching that? Because I haven't watched it. Was there much work put into those guys? Because we put a lot of work into those guys. We don't. Arts and Fowler and White are not running around by themselves when they're playing Mornington.
None. So that they had, especially through the centre, through centre half forward, the back, the centre half forward, they had ample room. So yeah, very,
you look
very
at those possession getters: Arts, Fowler, White.
Yeah, so 10 of the top 12. Yeah.
That's pretty handy. Luca chimes in, but they're going to beat most teams. You get those numbers up.
The
there.
trifecta of Gertz in the
I'd love to go watch the Langwarrin Dromana game. You got a kicking side against a handballing side. So you got the side that's absolutely clear with handball against the side that's absolutely clear with kicking.
Yeah,
just be two totally different.
Well, I was just thinking totally
different brands.
I was just thinking that with that, like both teams have clearly backed their style in.
Yeah, they have,
and it's produced a pretty good game. Just
absolutely,
Dromana are probably just the better top end, maybe.
Yeah, they're more even. They're very even.
But the handball say it 175 to 98.
Yeah.
But that's the way they place us. I mean, they rely on that handball to put other blokes in good spots, and off they go.
First option is always handball for Dromana.
Nearly 1-1. And nearly 100 marks, which is unheard of.
In the best for Langy was Lachlan Bryce, Luca Goonan, good on you, Luca, Patrick Blanc, Max Gregory, and Darcy Murr. And for Dromana, it was Ryan Morrison, Josh Gertz, same fella, Brandon White, and Luke Oborn.
Wonder whether has Patullo kicked any goals? Because Morrison being in the best would tell me that he's negated him.
No, I don't think he did.
No.
There you go. Yeah, he's there, so no goals. I would dare say Morrison possibly has done a good job on him. He's a good defender, Ryan Morrison, and all the Gertz boys are in there again, which is typical Dromana.
Now, this takes us to, here it is, it's already up, to the ladder.
Already up.
You would have missed this last week. Who did the ladder last week?
I think I might have not as good as him, though. I don't analyse it as well as him.
I think, Macca, you tried to imitate him.
Did I? No, I wouldn't
have
done that. Would I? No, I don't think. I wouldn't do that to you. You've got me covered at this.
You guys wouldn't have had time to imitate me while you were taking the piss out of me.
It doesn't pay not to be here, Gav. It's clearly.
Oh, apparently so, yeah.
I'm in Darwin next week, so I won't watch the show.
I'm
out.
You'll be fine,
Mac. The Mandalizer people, they love you.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine, Macca.
I look forward to going. I look forward.
Oh, sorry.
So we've got the top two. So, I mean, Rosebud have set themselves a little bit apart, but the percentage is quite similar between Rosebud and Langwarrin. So, Rosebud 36, 161.9, Langwarrin 32, 156.1. The two standouts, and you haven't got, you have now. Both kicked over 1,000 points for the year, which is a fair way ahead of next best, which is actually Dromana in fifth. YC hang on to third on 28 points, but their percentage is the lowest of the top five sides at 102. Mount Eliza just creeping up there, much to your delight, mate.
I like that against numbers. 677.
Hard to score.
We know that finals footy is on defence.
So they're the third best defence in Div 1. And then Dromana just simmering away. It's a dangerous top five. You wouldn't feel safe in second and third, would you, with those two in fourth and fifth? Then there's just a little gap starting to appear between the top 5 and the next 5. Yeah, it's 2 games now, isn't it? 110-24 for Dromana, and then you got Devon in 6th, 20 and 79. But great season from Devon to be even at the halfway mark. It's super.
Thrilled. I had a bit of a chat to Gitter at the footy on Saturday, and they're really pleased.
Yeah,
they're really pleased.
Yeah.
To put up a hell of a fight against a really slick Mount Eliza team. 22 points at three-quarter time. They're going to take that every put yourself in the game.
And they lost Hugo Burks back to the VFL as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Yeah. That's a big out for them. Yeah.
And then the unpredictable Edias in 7th on 16 points, 95.1%. High scoring, but high scoring against. Mornington just separating themselves from that bottom 2 battle now. I think 2 games and percentage. It's a 3-game buffer between 8th and 9th now. And then you've got Sorrento and Pines.
That 11% hurts Pines now, doesn't it? That 11% jump.
It's a fair bit at round 10. 11% is a fair bit.
It's a whack.
When you're 10 in.
It's not quite a game, but it's bloody nearly.
Yeah. So both those teams struggling to score a little bit down the bottom and getting scored against heavily, both over 1,000 points against. So, but top 5 looks exciting, boys, and relegation between the bottom 2 looks exciting. The middle will sort itself out, I guess.
Oh, yeah. No, mate, no one does the ladder like that.
I need a sponsor for that.
Beautiful.
We need a ladder. What's a ladder company?
We need a name for it, too.
I need to put a ladder here.
Yeah. Amazing.
I'll have one for you next week.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
Don't
putting it up,
you
all right?
go anywhere near it. Right, can we have some takeaways, please, boys, in the round?
All right. I've been thinking about this, right?
Good.
And we often we often look at. I'll give you time.
No,
we often look at the ladder and we use takeaways in the ladder. I'm going to give you a totally different one. You ready for this one?
Do it.
So in this round, there's something happening that's very prevalent at clubs that are doing quite well at the moment, and that is that their ruckmen are not only rucking, but they're getting clearances. So 5 ruckmen this week got 41 clearances. 5 ruckmen. Hendry, Cummins, Billy, Credlin and Moley combined, the 5 of them, for 41 clearances. That's the ruckman, not the mids.
Wow.
My takeaway is that it's in vogue. Rucks, if you've got a ruckman that can get clearances as well, you're adding in another midfielder. We're doing it with Credlin. You can see Joey Moley doing it. Henry's doing it. The Cummins boys are doing it. Like if you can have a ruckman that can get clearances as well as their taps, because you see plenty of ruckmen that are just tapping.
Oh yeah. So we're thinking the on-ballers that they're tapping it to aren't afraid to give it back to a ruckman.
100%. Or they're just following up their work like Brody Grundy. It's hitting the deck and they're following up their work and they're getting it. So that's 40. That's an average of 8 per player of those 5 players in those sides.
That's
huge.
Well, that's going to
beat that one.
That's going to be more recruiting list.
Credlin's the 5th. Credlin's 5th. Just be great to have one.
That is. That's why they love him.
Just one.
Yeah. Beautiful. Jesus, Gammets.
Over to me. You reckon?
Bloody oath. I'm not following that.
Mornington.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mornington.
That's it, Mac. I can go to Sportsbet and collect now. I had 10 to 1.
Mornington clearly separating themselves from the mid-season relegation battle. Well, it's 3 games now with the percentage.
8 games.
I'm not saying that because he's here. We are having a bit of fun, but the rest of them, the rest of it's pretty vanilla. The results, there's no real other surprises.
Yeah,
but that's the biggest gap on the ladder now, 8th to 9th.
No, I don't mind that. Chief,
mine is I think the top 5 are set. Top 5 is done and dusted.
Gee, that's bold.
I think it's set.
Yeah, wow. So does everyone, I reckon. Right?
That's okay.
It'll jiggle around in order.
But no one's getting in from there.
Geez, that's a cracking final series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have those 5 in there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, Mount Eliza are playing the last 2 grannies, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're sitting 4th.
Exactly. And
just warming up.
That segues into mine because I did watch through, not bleary eyes this one. It was I actually watched the footy. In the last 20 minutes of that game against Devon, they just showed that polish that, hang on, something's happening here.
Yeah.
They clicked. Vigor Toledo gives them something to kick to.
Yeah.
And there's some noticeable, I can't say it now, but there's some notable ins to come into that team yet.
Hopefully not this week.
No. Round 15 or 16. Just in time for finals.
Yeah,
some very notable ins, very experienced footballers.
They'll get their stake boys.
But they just look crisp. When that thought, and Jonesy just put someone on nearly puts someone in a really good spot, and they're gone.
Yes. Yeah. So look, their man Dromana are going to cause headaches because if Dromana throw out the side they threw out in the weekend and they stay fit and healthy, we all know their depth's not great, but we all know their best 22s are very good 22. So you're right. If that is the 5, and I tend to agree that possibly is the 5, then those 2, depending on where they finish, are going to be a very good sides. And we already saw what Manalizer did from 5th last year.
Yeah, no, it's they're going to got within 5 seconds of pinching it against an unbeatable Rosebud.
Yep.
So let's see what happens this year. It's going to be like Donkey Kong.
Great.
Let's go to round 11. EDS taking on Devon Meadows at Edithvale Aspendale Regents Park at Edie's home ground. Edie need to bounce back here. This is a good game. This is a 50-50 game because Devon are going better than what is suggested. I mean, 5 wins is fantastic for them, but they played some really good footy up until three-quarter time and could have had things gone their way, could have been a little bit closer.
Which EDS turns up?
Exactly. What do you think, Emmers?
Well, I'm looking at the game below it as well. So we're talking about the top 5 being set, but if Devon beat Edie and Rosebud beat Dromana, then you've got 5th and 6th on equal points. So it's not so straightforward. But I think Devon will beat Edie at Edie.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
Can Devon more trusted than Edie?
Can Devon play the Edithvale ground? Can they adapt their footy to play that small ground? Probably.
I think they can bring contest. You bring solid contest, and EDS have got to bring it as well. I think they'd be questioning, what are we going to bring this week?
I reckon Gammers, Edie are hard to trust a little bit too. Whereas I think we're trusting Devon. They're wholehearted each week, and they showed that again the weekend till three-quarter time, and they just got blown away. 20 minutes of footy just blew them away. But they're very trustworthy now, and they've got a lot of young kids having a real crack. And me too. I'll go Devon. Yeah.
I think that I'm going to go Edie. I think that if Edie get this win, they go ahead of Devon because they've got a healthier percentage. I think they'll put a lot into that, and they'll say to themselves, look, if they want to prove us wrong here, that we're in the mix, well, that'll put them at 20 points, and depending on what happens to Dromana, they come in with a sniff with a healthy percentage. I also think the midfield battle with Diggins, Lopo, and a young kid called Wyatt, who is very, very good at EDS, coming up against Quirk and possibly a banged-up Hillis.
Yep.
I just think they'll be too good in the middle, and on that ground, you have to be good in the middle.
You do.
Because
they got slaughtered in the middle.
Yeah, if you get it in, and so I'm going to back them at home, Edie. If it had been at Devon, I might have gone the other way because I think that result did go the other way when it was at Devon.
Yeah.
But I think Edie at home, too much to play for.
I'll have a crack with Edie. Just I haven't seen them do that in a row and lose two or 3 in a row, and especially at home they'll want to repent. And as Macca said about the ladder, that's this defining moment for them. They lose.
Absolutely.
This could spell season's end for them.
Yeah, I suppose the same could be said for Devon too. They're sitting there just sort of hanging around, and no one saw them finishing in the top 5. What a story that'd be!
Yeah,
but it's a hard ground to play at Edie.
No, question. There's no question about that. We'll probably miss the next game. That would be halftime heroes match of the round, I would think. Rosebud Dromana. Yeah. Frankston YCW take on Pines at John Coburn Oval
in Pride round.
Oh, is it Pride round?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it is Pride round. Pride round. I missed that one. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. I tend to miss that sort of stuff. Anyway, good stuff. We're into Pride round, which is excellent. So Frankston YC taking on Pines at Frankston's home deck. Boys, how do we see this one?
Oh,
You'd have to see it.
It's hard to see it
It's hard
any
to see
other way, isn't it? Really, I think.
Yeah, last time they played, I think it was 40 points to Frankston.
Yeah,
it'll be a good contest game potentially, and if Pines can bring that heat and shut it right down for long enough, they could be within a sniff at the three-quarter time. But I would think Frankston YC will flex here and get a comfy 40,
on the back of 2 losses.
40 to 60 points.
They're going to be gnarly, aren't they?
How long have we seen? When was the last time we saw Frankston YCW lose 3 in a row?
Correct. Yep.
I'd love the research on that. It'll be a long time.
It'll be a long time. No, they're too proud a club to allow that to happen. Come on, high water. Murph has re-signed at Pines for another couple of years, I'm led to believe.
2, I think.
Yeah, another couple of years, which is fantastic for the Pines Footy Club. Gives them stability. Well, so well done.
Yep.
But I think we're all behind YC with this one.
Yep.
Sereno take on Langwarren at Dave McFarlane Reserve in Pride round. Well, not a bad game of footy, but you would think that Langwarren would continue to go on their merry way against the Sorrento, who are getting desperate.
Yeah.
Did you bang them up enough?
I wouldn't say we banged them up. They're actually in reasonable nick, and like I said, their forward line's still moving quite well, and I dare say they'll have a couple of additions. I think Clark can't be far away. He came off the back of a hamstring. Obviously, we're talking Dylan. He can't be far away from coming back. I think Tomlinson's got a bit longer. I'm not sure if Tomlinson is even planning on the back end, given his injury, but I think they'll get their big ruckman back, and I would dare say Clark will be touch and go. So, look, they're better at that ground for sure. But Langwarren, they're just too good. They're just too good. They'll have too many options to kick to down forward. Langwarren's back line's good. So even though I was talking about how good Sereno's forward line is, Langwarren will have them covered.
You love their front six too.
Oh, their front six is amazing. Yeah. So I think Langwarren get that. Sereno, I reckon, will stick with them for half a game.
They had a card as well, didn't they, Sorrento? They have a card. Potential.
Harris, yep. Harris got a card. I don't know whether he got weeks, but he certainly got a card. Yep.
Yeah, I think Langwarren for mine.
Yeah, Langy comfortable.
Yep, Langy. Mount Eliza take on Mornington. Macca. Down at Emil Masden Reserve. The ground's in pretty good nick too. It's nice and quick.
Yeah, good.
In a good game of footy, I think Mount Eliza will be too slick. What I saw in the last 20 minutes was exciting for the club. The heckles went up and off they went. They just said to Devon, mate, you're not quite there yet, but their ball movement was slick. It's going to take a lot of stopping, but I dare say you'll have a plan for that. Mackie, you're not going to tell us if you have some sort of a plan.
I put a lot of work into them. I know them quite well, and I'll put more work into them. I'll have a look at their game from last week over the next sort of 24 hours, and but I've got a lot of respect for them. And can I just point out again, get down and watch a 19s.
Yeah.
This is 1v2, and this I know Langwarren are very good as well, but this could be what we're looking at later in the year, and these are two very good under 19 sides.
Okay.
So get in early. Go watch it because I think you're seeing a lot of stars in that earlier game as well. And then hopefully we can put on a show and really push Mount Eliza. The last time we played there, we did quite well. We don't mind going down there and playing them down there. Like I said, a lot of respect, but looking forward to it. Should be a good challenge.
A bunch of injuries within the Mount Eliza Footy Club to the stage where Ricky Johnson played twos.
Did he really?
He killed it apparently.
Oh, last week.
Yeah. Troy, the coach, played half a game or something, and there was a few other little notables in there that were collecting some senior points to come back and play senior footy. But I think Mount Eliza would be too good. Gammers.
Mornington are the number 4 offence in Div 1, sitting in 8th on the ladder. Number 4 offence. So they can score. I guess the smallish home ground potentially helps that.
Yeah.
They are the number 8 defence, which is where they are on the ladder. So that's about right. So if they can turn this into a bit of a shootout, potentially, I don't know if that's what the plan will be, because it could potentially get a little bit messy, because Mount Eliza are very good defensively, number 3 defence, but they don't score a lot. So it could be an interesting game if Macca's boys bring their best, bring their scoring game to the table on that big wide ground where you can get a lot of uncontested play and you can hit the short and then go long. And look, it looks clear cut on paper, but when you dive a bit deeper, if it can look like a Mornington game, it'll be a good game. I think Mount Eliza are flexing though with some of those ins they've brought in the last couple of weeks, and there's more to come. And this is about the time last year where they started to get going, and I feel they're going to do the same. I think they'll win, but I don't think it'll be any more than 20 to 30 points.
I think the conditions are okay, and there's one person who's really great. We should
find out.
It's Jane.
Hold on, is that the phone ringing?
I think she's on the line.
It's the phone ring.
G'day, Jane. Hey, Jane, now, mate, Saturday. Your balls was up a couple of times. Can you get it right this time, please?
I don't know.
Well, what do you mean you don't know?
Know.
How's Saturday going to be done?
I'll just have a look at the forecast.
Right.
Hold it.
You should know. You're a meteorologist, Jane.
Very qualified.
Yeah.
The forecast says we're just looking days ahead. Partly cloudy and 15.
Much wind, Jane. Wind that tends to get up there a bit. Mount Eliza we're talking about.
Might be blowing up, but no, it won't be blowing up there. But it might be blowing.
Right.
That's detailed, isn't it?
Thanks very much, Jane. Back to the news.
What do we pay for that?
She's expensive. You wouldn't believe what she demands. Fresh flowers in the room.
How does she get a sponsor and I don't get a
fresh
sponsor?
water, bloody distilled water. She wants everything.
Yes, as she said, it's going to be 15, no rain. Might be a slight southerly.
Good stuff. Good on you, Jane. Thank you very much for your help each and every week. So our halftime heroes match of the day.
Are you tipping? Did you tip?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you apparently belong to both, so it shouldn't be that straightforward.
Make sure you stub your older.
Yeah. And what about the big fella? He hasn't picked either.
No, look, I think that the common sense says Mount Eliza, but it'll be close. But, I think Mount Eliza just.
Past Players' Day down there too, I'm led to believe, so there'll be a good home crowd, rather noisy, standing around the fire as the smoke just billows over the green.
They'll be distracted then. Geez, that might tip in Mornington's favour.
Halftime heroes match of the round is Rosebud Footy Club taking on Dromana down at Olympic Park. Rosebud's home deck with a hole on a new turf.
Maybe it's
through the middle.
Are they playing there?
A whole lot of new turf has been laid down through the guts. Have you seen it? In mega rolls.
It doesn't settle in 7 days.
These big heavy ass rolls, they're 50 mil thick. But
I'm going to go and have a look at that tomorrow.
Mega rolls.
I'm going to drive down and have a look. They reckon they're playing on that?
Well, Olympic Park.
Okay.
Yep. They would have packed it and done all the things and just hoping they've done the chemical test, that's all.
50 mil.
If it's residual
50,
in the profile.
50 mil thick.
50 mil thick.
Straight in from South Australia.
750 grand.
It's about $15-16 a square metre,
That's
so
right.
do the maths on that. So Rosebud take on Dromana in a good game of footy. If we get a really good day, Jane said it's going to be fine on a deck. Let's hope it's fair for both teams. Boys, how do we see it?
I like Dromana in this one. I think a little bit like Mount Eliza, this is the time of year where they'll really start to sharpen up. They've had those players back in their side, the Artses, the Whites, the Gertz is back now for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
Probably
find their mojo.
Probably as good a top end as there is. I saw some of their best players from last week were some role players and some players in different positions. So the whole team's playing pretty good footy. And, last time's a ripper. I didn't even think about that. But I think Dromana get them.
11-18-84.
29 shots to 21.
Yeah, it's damning. But, it's another day, isn't it?
I'm going to second that. I just think that Rosebud are the best side in the comp, but you don't always win every game in the season. And I know they've lost one to Langwarrin already, but I reckon this might be the one that Dromana are full strength, ready to roll. This is the one that they'll throw everything at, and Rosebud need to be aware of it and ready for it. It'll be two contrasting styles up against each other. So I think if Dromana can handle the 3 big forwards, with White down there with Kuipers and Dixon, if they can handle them, they've got Morrison and a couple other blokes, it's going to come down to the midfield. If they can really shield them from that midfield, they've got enough guys up forward that can kick goals. And Clayton Gay's another one down there that is really dangerous. I think they could make – this will be an upset, and it'll set up Dromana heading into the finals. I think this is the one. But like I said, I'm very bullish about Rosebud come the business end, but I think they might drop this one.
So am I. It's just so hard for those top sides just to keep winning every single week. Where do you get the motivation from? What's the theme? Where Dromana seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
Let's put a hole in them and show them that we're actually should be getting some of the recognition you're getting. And I think that might be the difference. I think Rosebud probably on paper got a little bit more talent.
Yeah.
Don't think any of us think that, but sometimes the motivation to knock off the top side will beat that talent.
Chief?
Yep.
With Hayes picking up a lot in the back line last week, I see them continuing and Rosebud by a couple.
Yeah, I don't mind Rosebud at home.
Yep.
On the newly laid
on a new deck.
So what if it gets shifted?
Yeah. Well, where does it shift to?
Well, we go to Dromana.
Goes back to Dromana.
And Dromana, you saw what happened on Dromana last time.
Dromana win then.
They're going to...
It's going to be that close.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot more suitable if it does get played there. I'll give it a tip. I'll tell you what, if I wasn't coaching this week, I know where I'd be.
Yeah, you pay your...
I'll take your role.
You jump in with Newey and I'll go...
You pay your 13...
It'd be refreshing for him to get
pay your $13 again.
I'll pay his $13.
$6 concession.
No, mate. Jeez, I'm paying
26. I think it's 8. I think it's 8.
$8 concession.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, they just never asked. Folks, we're going to take a short break. A word from our sponsors. We're going to be right back with the Divi 2 footy show. You're watching and listening to Halftime Heroes.
This is Halftime Heroes.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Halftime Heroes with the latest sports news across the Mornington Peninsula.
Yep. Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. And before we get stuck into the Division 2 side of things, we've got a little thing we'd like to talk about. The umpires, they're having the Game Needs You night, promotional night down at Coringal, down at Cananook.
Cananook, yep.
At the SUA home deck.
I've just come from there.
From goal umpiring.
How come you had a chainsaw?
Yeah, you don't umpire. You don't rub the.
No, I was short. Actually, I was shortening the flags.
But the game, and obviously we'll read the flyer. We'll put the flyer out on our page. It's the game cannot happen without these people, and we're fully behind everything that is happening here. It's a great concept. So we'd like everyone to get behind it if they possibly could. It'd be a good night. Promotion of umpires, players getting into it. Mackie, you've got some slightly more details. Both of you boys received it. So went out to all coaches quite clearly. So.
Yeah, Russ reached out to us both, and I think they've got a couple of special guests. They've got an AFL umpire and AFLW umpire to come down and talk about the reason why this is a good thing for people to get involved in. And there's plenty of players who know the game so well, and they're retired, and they could be giving back in this way. I mean, it's it's reasonable money, anywhere from $150 to a couple $100 to umpire a game.
$160 a game.
Yeah. So I think it's got its benefits. We see in the AFL plenty of AFL players who are finished who have moved on to umpiring and done quite well. So, look, I just think it's great that we're just trying to promote this throughout the league, and we're just trying to get as many people umpiring as possible. So I think if people are interested, they should jump on our socials and get in and listen to this.
Absolutely, because if the umpiring improves, the game improves.
100%.
The quality of football improves. It flows better. It's quicker. And that's what we want. Paying them $13.
I think ex-players too can have that that respect too in regards to when they're out in the field, the conversations that happen between players, the justifying of decisions.
There's a feel
and stuff
for the
like
game.
That. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think it's a really beneficial way to get into it if it's something you're interested in. For sure.
No, absolutely.
And
so that is on Wednesday night.
There's a QR code on our socials that you can screenshot and get involved and register your interest.
I think if you're a parent, you've got a kid who's interested in earning a quid. I mean, it's $150 a game,
tax free.
There's no question by awareness of umpires and everything we can and can't do that the feel around grounds is a lot better now than what it's ever been.
Yeah,
the crowd behaviour is a lot better than what it's ever been.
Yeah.
And it's about bloody time. So you get the odd, you get the outlier, of course you do. But I think in general, it's not a bad place to have your kid run around to pick up some boundary line work or some goal umpiring work?
I can speak firsthand that my young bloke's umpiring.
Yeah,
so he gets a game every Sunday and he does it before he plays.
Yep.
So I'm an advocate for it. I see the young kids coming through now and it's become a bit of a popular thing to do.
Yes.
I'm going to go and earn me 30 to $50, $60 and I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to go play my local game of footy and I've got a bit of money in my pocket and I've done something for the game.
Yeah.
I think at the other end, the enduring part is those kids often go and then play their sport. So we really want to We love that coming through, but we want to get the guys who might be thinking about playing thirds again, maybe going, I don't know if I'm ready. Well, why don't you get involved in this? Get a bit of fitness up, maybe play thirds next year or something like that. Stay involved.
Or do both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. So,
or Sunday.
Get around it. Take a mate if you need to. They put on a pretty good feed down there. They've got a bar
Absolutely,
there. They call themselves a footy club. So, it's all the same stuff.
It's a great initiative from the SUA to
it
bring this up and put it out there, and we can all get behind it.
Yep.
Let's all do our best to get behind it. Well, you certainly are. So, folks, get down there. Righto, the Division 2 side of things. We saw Bomb Beach for their 4th win of the year. Good on you, Jamie. He's on next week as well.
He's
on. Good
Yep.
timing.
Yep.
Took on Crib Point, and we mentioned this in the opening, that it just puts Cribby in a very precarious position on the ladder. Wouldn't want to drop too many more. 10-12-72. Defeating Crib Point 8-9-57. In the best for Bonnie was Ruben Smith, Chris Hall, Roland D. Byers, Thomas Hogan and Owen Everts. And for Cribby it was Harrison DeCluver, Will Stewart, Josh Brown, Archie Shepherd and Nathan Krulis. So a good win by Bonnie. They just keep improving.
Yeah, well, he's done it at another club, hasn't he?
He has. He's got that thing going on.
A couple of mature heads coming back to the club, liking what he's doing there. They've dominated the stats here, which is always a good sign. And I spoke to him during the week. I usually catch up with him at least once every fortnight, and they penciled this one in, and got a really good result out of it up there at Paul Hogan, isn't it? Paul Hogan Reserve, not the greatest place to watch footy, but
No,
they would know it well. And yeah, they've dominated the stats there as well with the ball in hand. 173 kicks, 135 handballs.
Shane McDonald coming into some form.
Yeah, I was going to ask how he's going.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's had 25.
Yeah.
How old Shane McDonald?
36, 37, I think I was talking to James,
36
but he's in ripping nick.
Yeah.
Like thin.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Saw a photo of him in the local paper and looks sensational. And Liam Hewitt, 4 goals, 7.
Yeah, he gets a lot of it.
And could have easily kicked 10.
Yep.
So,
geez, he's a crash and bash full forward. Far out he goes hard.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So we got, as I mentioned before, we got Jamie in next week. It's going to be a really great coach's corner with him. He would be looking to go win, loss, win, loss. But he'd be looking at 8 wins, like a minimum of 8 wins for the year. That would be a huge. That's a huge turnaround for Bomb Beach.
Yep.
So they're well on the way.
Yep, and we spoke about seeded draw last week.
Yeah.
It's certainly going to help. Can I just flip it just on to Crib Point a little bit? I said last week if they didn't win this one, they might be in a little bit of strife. They've got Frankston Bombers who are just sitting above them next week, and then they play Somerville. Like I think they're in trouble. I think they're in trouble now. You know, I love the Crib Point Football Club. I love what they've done over the last few years from 2023 and brought themselves up the ladder and gone very close. But I just think that was a loss they couldn't have.
Yeah,
I agree. So I just think the Bombers are going to be ready to go for this one this week. So I just worry for them that, with 2 massive tough games coming up, of 2 sides above them on the ladder, that one was the one that got away.
If Bombers get over them, we'll talk about that later. Just about snuffs out the season.
I reckon because they're sitting, I think maybe first, second, third, fourth, fifth, maybe 8th at the moment, and then not only are they game behind, but they're a lot of percentage behind too.
Yeah,
a lot of percentage. So it's a game. It's nearly 2 games. So it's going to make it very hard from here with 2 huge games coming up.
The next game was Frankston Bombers got over Coringal by 75 points, 15-16 to 5-3, a result that I guess we saw coming. Coringal,
not by that margin.
No, we thought Coringal might have been improving a little bit more than that, but Frankston Bombers, they go pretty well, and they had a pretty good team in too. So that's a result that helps their percentage no end.
They were excellent the week before against us.
Yeah,
they're still very, very dangerous football team. Yeah, a lot of talent and play the game really, really well. So and they got a few back for this game. So Flex Harnett played this game, didn't play against us. Matt Robertson comes in, who's just super talented, kicks 3.
Yeah, right.
Flynwood would have come in this week too.
Yeah, Flynwood, because his brother went back to Stingrays, and Flynwood comes in. So Kringle probably got him on a bad day.
Am I right in saying Kringle kicked 1 goal to 3-quarter time?
Yeah.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Sweet to split back.
But then scores. There's something wrong with the scores on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Possibly kick 4 in the last because they finished on 5-3. So I reckon they might have kicked 1 goal to 3-quarter time. So that's a fair effort from the back line at the Bombers. But there is some very good players in that Bomber side now. So that's probably timing it right for the Crib Point game coming up.
Yeah, no, that right, all bodes well for Frankston Bombers. Hastings over Tyab 16-19 to 8-9 by 58 odd points. So that's a good win for Kev, our mate. So good on you, Kev. And that's just a confidence boosting win for the Hastings boys. Probably another result we saw coming as well, fellas.
Yeah, well, we've been saying that Hastings are on the right path. They've got pretty solid defence, and they beat the teams they probably should beat and beat them well.
Yep.
A couple of ins there, like Wallace. You wouldn't say young Wallace, would you? But Lachlan Wallace in there, kicking 4 goals. Foster's a star, absolute star, Cade Foster with 3.
Yep.
They did what they should have done, Hastings, I think, against the Tyre footy side.
In the best for Tyre was Connor Morgan, Harley Dale, Max Otten, Aaron Bennell, and Bailey Miller. Tom Hose, what an impressive young man.
Yep.
I know he's not in the best, but geez, he loves that footy club, and obviously they've been down there for forever, 1,500 years, and but bleeds for that footy club, and he's just a really impressive guy and goes good.
Yes, he does.
He goes extra good.
Yep.
Interesting to see. Kev obviously swung himself forward late.
Did he get a couple? Did
he kick the goal? Might have got himself. I reckon he just swung probably late in the last quarter and was over and done with. He just probably plonked himself. He might have been told everyone to get out.
He might have been a goal kicking mid.
Maybe.
He would have loved it.
Jesus. Is that his first goal of the season, you reckon? Is that his first
goal of his career, nearly. In the best for Hastings was Thomas Masulo, Kate Foster, Lachlan Wallace, Jack Butland, and Bradley Kovac. So well done, Kev, on the build. And keep going, mate. We're all behind you here. The next game was Red Hill over Seaford. Seaford 6 on the bounce.
Yeah.
Go up to the hill, where we know Jane tells us that it happens a lot up in the hill, and its own little microclimate. She's huge on the hill up there, she's Jane.
It's really tropical up there.
They love her. But Red Hill over 63 points. We weren't here last week, but did anyone see that coming by that margin? No bet.
I want to say I tipped it, but I didn't tip it by that much.
Yeah. 14-15 to 5-6. 5-6, mind you.
Yeah. While again,
to 14-15.
Another one while in emergency watching this on I'll call it the partial vision. I might come back to that later. But watching this was unbelievable and just seeing the run in Red Hill. I saw one point, I think it was during the second quarter, where Tom Slattery has taken the ball on the half-back line, ran like you would not believe, ran to the 50, kicked it, ball's gone straight into the goal square and gone kaplonk, stuck in the mud.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so, but they were on fire. They were moving the ball.
Righto, so from a coaching point of view, righto, fellas, we're 6 on the bounce, we're flying, we're on top of the ladder, we're going well. We go out and kick 5 goals 6.
Yeah, I know. I think a loss was coming. I think for Seaford at some stage, we always say that you have to have a couple of losses to it. Sort of irons things out a little bit. It makes you work a little bit harder at training. But my biggest anomaly here was Red Hill needing to make a statement. And really try and consolidate to say they are a top 5, and then do it against a side that people rate, right? And then you've got Seaford coming off a tiny postage stamp, going up to the biggest ground in the comp and having to train all week on that postage stamp and then try and replicate on the big ground. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So unless they train somewhere else during the week, and Red Hill would have gone, we're going to use every inch of this place.
So do you think the spread killed it?
100%. 100%.
There's
the way Red Hill play.
We got some numbers there, Sons?
No.
Okay, no.
There was a lot of talk about this game during the week, that it would go something like this.
Right, okay.
Throughout the coaching fraternity.
Right.
Seaford had a few missing as well. So Scully didn't play, Kelly didn't play. Red Hill brought in, I think, Gosling to play on Macklin Rain and did very, very well.
Yep.
So, yeah, I reckon you're right. I reckon Red Hill really penciled them in. It's the perfect storm, smallest ground, biggest ground.
Yeah.
Seaford have earned a lot of respect this year, but I reckon some of those top sides are probably still going, are they? Now, they've beaten Chelsea, they've beaten Somerville. Red Hill's just give them a little gentle reminder that we're still here and we're going to do a little number on you.
So in the best for Red Hill was Tynan Bresson, John Gosling, Daniel Frampton, Logan Sanford, good boy. The Sanford boys love him, and Sam Fletcher. And the best for Macklin Rain. Macklin Rain, Bailey Magano,
it's
good boy.
interesting.
One of my junior kids. Archie Howe, Angus Giddings Constable, hyphen, and Riley Harper. So some good names in there. So we just put that down as a mulligan, do we, for Seaford?
Well, they can have one. They've earned the right to have one.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I see it too. That you have a loss, but it's not going to affect them too much. They've still got a healthy percentage. They're still a game clear in second spot, so they can have one. But now they need to prove themselves against the top 5 side again.
Logan Sanford kicking 5. Good boy.
They get a good opportunity next week against Rye.
That was fantastic. Now our halftime heroes match of the day we have to talk about is Pearsdale over Somerville.
You missed one.
Oh, Rye.
Yes.
Rye and Chelsea played at Rye's home deck.
Jeez, it's over at quarter time.
No, it was back to the scores. 7-6, 48 to 15, 10, 25 scoring shots to not many. Chelsea just went whackety whack and did what Chelsea have to do. But Rye have got the wobbles.
Couple out.
Yeah, a couple of
Got
forwards.
the wobbles.
Couple of forwards missing.
The mid-season wobbles. Don't like it.
Yeah. I think this is where the season starts to get really tough. I mean, it's even tough.
It does. It's the big boy month.
It's even tough for the established sides that have been playing finals for years, as we'll find out in the next game. Seaford and Rye probably, they're the ones that not everyone had in that top 3 or 4 before a game was played and have done super, super jobs, but played a couple of good sides on the weekend in the middle of the year and it got a little whack. And Chelsea coming off that Pearsdale loss, they would have been amped.
Yep. And there's still people in Pearsdale that ears are ringing from Dave blasting them after the match. So
just go back to their scores again, sir. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a huge first quarter.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
and some good players in there. Obviously, Downey, we've been talking about him a fair bit. There's some pretty good players in that best. Zane Carter's quite good. Carlin, we know from Edie and Jesse Davies. Look, they're a great side. This is a great side. Yeah, a lot of good players. Dustin's still sitting in there.
I suppose the 354 is about not too bad. Kicks, yeah. They haven't been belted in the stats, but yeah. Yeah, okay.
50 more touches.
If you give them enough ball, they'll hurt you, especially if there's not enough pressure on them.
Yeah. So in the best for was James Neveson, Jack Windsor, Lachlan Crode, Harrison Daunton, and Tyson Barnes. And for Chelsea, we're looking at Sean Downey, Zane Carter, Nick Carlin, Jesse Davies, and Nicholas Stamatis. So Chelsea just beating who they have to beat by the margins.
Well, I think they just had to respond to the Pearstale game last week. Pearstale obviously verified that form on the weekend, but they were been looking for a big response and got one.
Our halftime heroes match of the day was held down at the Summies home deck against Pearstale, and Pearstale got out of the blocks and held on for the rest of the day. 7-12, Somerville 13-19 to Pearstale. Gammas, the start.
Yeah, it's a bit ordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
They brought the heat, Pearstale. They really did. I don't want to make any excuses, so I'm not going to. We knew what was coming. Yes, we had a couple missing, as the Pearstale boys said to our boys after the game, but we didn't think we had, 43 points missing. So, they just whacked us. The first 5 minutes was a really good game of football. I actually said to the coaches, this is all right. Like, we've brought it. And then Pearstale just took it up a level. And I tell you, it was really impressive. And obviously, their valued role there was Centenary. I thought Lachlan Marshall was the best player on the ground by the length of the straight. Yeah, he was unbelievable. And then for us, Hibbo probably played one of the great games. If he doesn't play, that scoreboard's quite embarrassing, I reckon.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, one of the great games.
Michael Hibbert, Lachlan Haskett, Oliver Heavey, Lockie Fuster, and Kai Supate for Somerville. And for Pearstale, Luke Centerini, Lachlan Marshall, Robbie Arnott, Archie McGuinness, and Ash Mullen. So some good names in there.
Playing on 22 points again.
Yeah,
just
22 points. That's mighty.
They hunt the ball. They hunt the ball.
Gammons, you would have been having a sense of deja vu in that first quarter.
Absolutely.
I just looked at it and just put it together. 14 goals, 8, 2 goals, 3. The last 2 times you played them at quarter time, you're 14, 8, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Total.
I've got a sneaky feeling they might have been made to watch the first round match, the first half. I've just got a sneaky feeling.
Well, it's funny. Can you put your finger on it? You just talked about Marshall, who I know well from Pines, but can you put your finger on it with this side? Because they didn't look anywhere near it 2 weeks ago. We were saying our Pearstale are just nowhere to be seen and probably drifting down into the bottom end later, but they've come back out of nowhere now. And I know some of their players, Thornton's, Good, McGuinness. I know a fair bit about Jake Frawley. These guys were around when I was coaching against them, Luke Daniel. They've got some good players, but there's obviously some there I don't know a lot about because they've come in the last couple of years and they're local. So it's a credit to this footy club to be bouncing back up and putting themselves back in contention.
We had a line through them 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Click on Luke Murray. His round 1 game was played in the thirds competition.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, he's been around. He's been around forever.
Yeah. Right.
I'll tell you what my take is on Pearstale without giving too much away. It's not their good players. It's the Luke Murrays. It's the Ethan Vags. It's the Trey Robinsons. It's the guys that no one else really knows much about. Yep. They just play role. And they do not deviate from role.
Fantastic.
We were super impressed. And we knew it was coming because they did it to us in that first quarter. That was probably when we first thought, shit, Pearstale actually okay when they get it on their terms and then couldn't defend us for the rest of the game. But then have had a really good month. And then like the Chelsea game, although a little bit of a surprise, just the way Pearstale play, probably wasn't as big a surprise to people that know.
Yeah. The movement of some players around. I see Frawley's gone to the forward line.
Gone forward. Yeah. Thornton had 20 disposals. So we if you had told me that before the game, I would have taken that. But then Marshall had 20, but 11 contested, and was just 8 clearances was everywhere.
What Thornton had?
20.
Yeah. Okay.
So obviously they've had Dane Beams come through their footy club and come and go, and Bastanak stayed for a bit and come and go. And sometimes when they move out, because they are hard to replace, especially when this side's playing with minimal points. What's going on with Cruz West?
I don't know.
Did Cruz play on the weekend?
No.
Hasn't played for a
So
while.
he's injured.
So
What
what I do know is he played against us the first time and suffered a pretty serious cheek injury in the Sharp collision. And then he came back for the round 7 game against Red Hill. Didn't have a lot of impact and hasn't been seen since. So I actually don't know what's going on there.
Okay, we might get some intel on that. That takes us to the all-important ladder, please, if you're king of the ladders.
Wow. So what do we got here? Chelsea take their spot back on top of the ladder with a healthy percentage, 32 points, 175.8. The only team to score over 1,000 points for the year, and they scored 1,100. Seaford just dropped back a spot to second, 32 points, 142.9. Somerville stay, Port 28 points, 137.4. Red Hill, the mover, so they've moved up to fourth, 28 points, 119.3. Rye just slid to the edge of the 5 now, 28 points, 118.7. And then there's a gap, just a game gap back to Pearcedale, who are making their run. They've knocked off first and third now, 24 points, 96.6. Then there's another game gap, but Frankston got a humongous percentage. So Pearcedale are vulnerable to Frankston if they drop one and Frankston win. 20 points, 139.9, which is actually the third best percentage in the competition. Crib Point in 8th on 16 points now find themselves 3 games and percentage outside the 5 with 8 to go. I think that's where Somerville were last year, to be honest. Bomb Beach put themselves in the conversation. I don't reckon they've stopped completely talking about the 5 after that win. So they're on 16 as well, but their percentages, again, 84.2.
Might be the killer.
And Hastings, I mean, in my opinion, Hastings are probably the best of the rest. They're in 10th with 2 wins, 77. Kringle, 2 wins, 57. And Tyab, yet to open the account, 34 points.
Yeah, come on, boys. It's a good club down there. We had a really good chat with them a couple of Saturday mornings ago. Sals and I went down there. It's a good club. It's well run and it's neat and tidy, and it's not a bad spot to be at all at times.
Geez, that top 5's tight though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
32 first, 28 fifth, and then you probably got the informed team of the competition in Pearcedale in 6th on 24, and then the giant killers, Frankston Bombers, in 7th on 20. So there's still 9 live chances to make the 5, but I think in the next fortnight that will potentially become 7.
Yeah, I think 8th and 9th we'll find out about this week. I reckon they could be separated possibly with what I think is going to happen this week. Yep. I think there's 7.
Yeah, it's a race in 7. Yeah. The outliers are Seaford Footy Club, isn't it? No one expected Seaford
to be that high. No.
Not that high. Well, I think a lot of people had them around. Yeah, I think we had Seaford. I had Rye definitely in the 5 at the start of the year.
I had Rye thereabouts.
I had Rye and Langy as my 2 big ones in the 2 comps.
Yeah.
Rye have just, again, as that emerging side, it's this time of year's hard.
I think Pearcedale
short days, cold nights.
4 out wide and sitting very nice with Hastings, Tyab, and Kringle next. So their percentage should go through the roof. That's what they'll be aiming for. So they'll be playing right into contention and could be bouncing on that 5th spot straight away.
Yeah, don't mind it too. Can we have some takeaways from the round, please, boys? We're going to throw it straight at you. Gammers, you first.
I'll say 2 teams are the takeaway for me: Red Hill and Pearcedale. I did a lot of homework on Pearcedale. I do a lot of homework every week, but they were better than I could have ever thought. And Red Hill absolutely put the best. Well, they were on top of the ladder. Seaford, the best team in the comp to the sword by 10 goals plus. So yeah, I think those 2 made a really nice move in round 10.
Yes,
round 10, round 9.
Chief, you got a takeaway? 10.
Takeaway is Bond Beach and their rise. I picked Crib Point for this match. I thought Crib Point would come out firing, but Bond Beach have done a real great result here and getting through for 72. So great to see that club up and going again, and all best to them.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Red Hill I'm going to jump on that, but I'm going to talk about the fact that Red Hill is steaming home and they're going to make a late play to push themselves right up in the top echelon. I reckon they'll win 7 of their remaining 8. So my takeaway is that they're getting going. Red Hill are getting going and they're coming big time. Their draw is quite favourable. I just had a look at it, and I reckon they'll win 7 of their last 8. I just think they're coming. So we talk about Pearcedale playing really good footy in form, but Red Hill as well. So it is going to be a cracking finish.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about finish.
That. So we're at round 10.
Round 10.
Round 10 at the moment. I'm tipping by round 13, Pearcedale will be up around the 120%.
Yep. Okay. Mine is Seaford Footy Club. I want to see them bounce back from this. I mean, that's disappointing, and I don't care where they're playing. 5 goals, 6 is pretty disappointing when you've been. And you're right. You can have your mullet. You can afford to have one. You can't afford 2, and you can't afford 3.
No,
so let's see if they can bounce back now.
And they've got right at home. So
yeah, and that's a good test run. Yeah. So let's see them bounce back with a bit. When you're coaching that, what we say, boys, that's not acceptable. We're a much better team than that. Let's bounce back and finish the end of the year.
Yep.
And let's finish up in the top 3 of the ladder, so we can have a decent crack. So yeah, that's my one. So next week's games of footy to be played over Pride Round on Saturday, the 27th of June. Red Hill take on Bomb Beach up at the hill. We've already spoken to Jane. I know she loves Red Hill, but she said it's going to be fine everywhere. So
the Jamie
just
Mollo
a bit
Cup.
Just a bit cloudy.
Yeah,
a little bit cloudy, not much of a breeze.
Yep.
So yeah, Jamie Mollo's return to the hill.
I can't wait.
He would love it.
I'm sure he'd be welcomed.
He would be.
He won a premiership there, and you've done your time there.
Correct.
You make sure you walk in. You shouldn't be paying $13 at the gate. You should be swiped in. You shouldn't be paying for a beer at the bar.
No way. No, he's certainly done his job there. But you reckon Red Hill, if they're fair,
Red Hill will win this. Red Hill will win it. I just reckon Red Hill will win it comfortably. I know Bomb Beach are coming.
Yep.
And he is doing a good job with them.
No question.
But it's going to take some time. Red Hill will win this easily.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, I think they'll win it comfortably. Not massive. I don't think it'll be as big as the Seaford game. 40 points.
40 points. Chief?
Look, I'm going to go Bon Beach. I just think he might have some tricks up his sleeve.
Okay.
And maybe a bit of intel. So we'll see what Jamie can bring to the party. And
Is that because he's coming in next week?
No.
No, good boy though. I like it.
Yeah.
Just keep our bread buttered.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Chelsea take on Coringal at Chelsea's home ground, and it could be an absolute lock-in.
Yeah, this one could. Do they need percentage? They don't really need it.
Not really, but they're going to get some.
It's not you guys haven't got a buy coming up, have you? We have a buy.
We've had it.
Okay, so I would throw it over here to say if I was coaching Chelsea, you never take any team lightly, but if there's a couple of blokes carrying a little bit of niggles, I'd be resting them in this one. They're going to win it. They're going to win it. They'll win it with a couple out.
Do you know what's... You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Right? So when we played Coringal 5 weeks ago, everyone's going, what's going on at Summy? And then it comes out that we rested 3 or 4 guys. Yeah. Oh, did you take it seriously? Did you play well? I agree with you. You've got to have a look.
You've got to take your time. It's an opportunity. You haven't got to buy.
I say to my coaches, it's a patchwork quilt this season. You've got to knit it together and you've got to take a couple of little risks, and they're the risks I'd be taking.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because Coringal...
We're talking niggles. So if you've got someone just carrying
tired, they're the games.
Yeah, give them a week off.
Because Hastings...
we just scroll down the other games?
Hastings are too good to be doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Righto, the next game is Crib Point take on the Frankston Bombers Football Club down at Crib Point Rec Reserve. Cribby have to. Don't think they will, but they have to in Pride Round. I think the Bomb Rays are going to be too good. I think they're coming good a bit.
This is a massive game. Especially down. It's at Cribby, isn't it?
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
It's a huge game of football.
It is.
So I spoke just before about the 8th and 9th, which is Crib Point Bomb Beach. This is the second game that I reckon will go against Crib Point, and this is where I reckon those two drop away. They drop away in this round, and they clear cut it. Bombers put himself up in the 7, vying for a top 5 spot, and we get a clear top 7 that's coming in the run home.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what you'd be betting on, wouldn't you? which Frankston Bombers turn up, which Crib Point turn
exactly.
up. It's the best Frankston Bombers side goes within a kick of win the flag last year, and Crib Point can do the same. They can belt teams and then lose the ones you don't.
We talk about trust.
To.
We can't trust either of these mobs. Just
No.
at the minute, it's too up and down, isn't it? But you would think the list, Frankston's list, would be better.
I haven't seen Crib Point yet. Played Frankston last week, or a couple of weeks ago. So what I saw at Frankston was pretty sound.
You haven't played Crib Point?
No, I've played Pearcedale twice, but I haven't played Crib Point yet. We play them not this week, next.
Yeah.
But we've got to pick one. So Frankston for mine, I think.
Bombers for me.
Yeah. But I think it'll be close.
Chief?
Cribby. I'm going to Cribby. I'm
back on the Cribby bus.
I'm just going to put the parachute under the seat for the time being. Okay. I'm in economy, and I'm just...
You're up and down a bit with the chute.
Yeah, putting it away. So I'm putting it away, and I'm going to let the Crib Point decide whether I put the jacket on or not.
What's your thinking? How do you think they're going to win it?
Look, they're pretty good off halfback. So I just, in my view, might have a bit of a problem up forward. That's all. Mm-hmm. So, but let's see what they can do. I think they're carrying a couple of injuries, but we'll see how they travel.
Both sides are.
Yeah. Next game is Hastings taking on...
Just before you go on that, I wanted to bring up a point. You spoke before about Ricky playing. Ricky Johnson played a game. Jared Grant played
2s on the weekend.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you got some coaches pulling the boots back on. Interesting, isn't it?
He'll play this one, I reckon.
Put himself back through the 2s.
Yeah.
Because that's a good sign.
With Khan out potentially for the rest of the season, they need a forward.
Bringing himself back through.
I think he will, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Where was it up to? Hastings take on the Surrey Footy Club down at Hastings home ground. And Surrey have to win and will win.
Be good to see Kev. I love catching up with Kev.
Ripper.
He's a
bloody
great
ripper.
Chat. Yeah.
In a developing Hastings Footy Club, that Surrey will be too good.
Gammers, you spoke about having a couple out. You got a couple back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll certainly help. Hastings, obviously, they're going to battle with you for a bit. They just do. They just hang around for a bit, and they do like that ground. But Surrey for me,
defensively sound. Hastings.
Surrey, I like Surrey here.
Yeah, good call. Excellent call.
Only because Gammers.
Pearcedale, Pearcedale, not a bad time to get tired. Pearcedale take on Tide Footy Club at Pearcedale's home ground. And I think we'd all think Pearcedale would be too even across the park for a gallant tie.
Yes, but send a message. Like you've just beaten the first and third teams on the ladder convincingly. Mm-hmm. Like I think Chelsea did a number on Tide when they won. Like it was 140 something. I think Surrey might have beaten Tide a while back by 150 something. Mm-hmm. Do that.
Okay.
Here's Pearcedale's run home, folks. So they have Tyab, Hastings, Kringle, Bond Beach, Rye, then Chelsea, then back to Tyab, and then Frankston Bombers.
It's not a bad run home, is it? It's reasonable.
Yeah, Tyab twice in the back end of the season.
5 wins in there at minimum.
Yep. So then, with that low percentage that you spoke about just before, they do that. That's the message. If you got Tyab twice, that's the message you got to send. And Tyab can do what they can to quell that. But sitting at 96.68, they need a couple of big ones.
Yep, no doubt about that. And our halftime heroes match of the round is Seaford Footy Club down at RF Miles Reserve in Pride round, taking on Rye, who must win this one. Not a bad game of footy, this one. Seaford, not good enough. Need to bounce back.
Both off losses?
Both off losses. 5-6 is not good enough. I don't care if you're playing on the P&I way. It's not good enough, and Seaford should and will bounce back on their home turf.
Seaford, number 2 defence in the competition. Rye, number 3. They actually play the game quite well, these two sides, considering their age profile.
Oh,
but I suspect their list may have changed a bit, Gammers, and there might have been a couple of outs there for Rye that are hurting at the moment.
Yeah, well, the Green missing last week would have severely hurt the way they go forward, especially under pressure. But they did have the Campbell Farrell boys back, which was huge. I mean, Taj is in the top 5 players in the comp. And Seaford obviously had a couple of prime movers missing last week as well. And they're high scoring, Seaford. Like they're the third best offense in the comp as well. So where is it?
That's at Seaford.
Seaford.
At the postage stamp.
Oh, it's funny, isn't it? It suits Seaford, but then you've got Campbell Farrell who could have 50 on that ground if he really gets going, and if he does, he can put him on his back. Hard game to pick. I think I spoke to Maury when we played them just before the bye. They'd penciled in this month. They penciled in us, Chelsea, and Seaford, and that month hasn't started as they would have planned. I reckon they'll pencil in Seaford after what Red Hill did to them, and I reckon this will be a cracker. Well, don't be surprised there's less than 2 goals in this. Either way,
it'll be close.
I'll pick one, and I'll pick Seaford just because it's there. But it's a flip of the coin, I reckon, if both teams get up and go. A lot on the line.
Geez, I agree. I'm just looking at the ladder. I'm just looking at how much is at stake for Rye. Like, I mean, Seaford again, I know there's a lot at stake for them, but they've got 143%. They've got a really healthy percentage, which sort of will still sit them up that's into that second position, even if they drop the game. But Rye have a lot to play for. Now, they do have Green out, but they do have their midfield in. This is a beauty.
Okay.
It's an absolute beauty. I'm gonna take Rye in an arm wrestle.
Yeah.
I reckon this might be a little bit of an upset, which might send a few shockwaves to Seaford in regards to dropping 2 in a row.
It's a huge win
it's
for Rye.
a close one.
They lock themselves in, right?
Yeah,
win this.
it's a real close one, but I just think these are the two we just talked about. These are the two we didn't necessarily pick to be as high, and this could be Rye's
Rye
chance.
We sort of saw coming. We felt them coming. Seaford, no, they've just gone bush.
Yeah,
Chief.
Seaford, I think, will hold and regain some dignity back from last week. But I think they'll hold and by a couple as well.
Yeah.
It's massive. I mean, you've got a young team.
We love this time of the year, don't we?
These games are huge for a young group. I mean, I'm not sure that. I don't know. Seaford thought they'd have themselves in this position with the off-season turmoil of a few coaches going through and playing a great brand. The doubt that would maybe start to creep in after 2 losses in a row.
But the data says that Seaford are a 3-goal better side than Rye. That's what it says.
Defensively.
Yeah.
Against points.
So,
right.
You from a coach's point of view, though, if you're coaching, like if this was me and I was sitting in the shoes of Rye right now and I was coaching them, you got to throw the kitchen sink at this one because you're sitting 5th and you've got Pearsdale and Frankston Bombers breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
They are breathing down your neck. You might have get a bit of a reprieve off Crib Point, but we're talking top 70. So if you drop this one, like you can't afford to have Pearsdale having a thumping win, gaining percentage, going up the same amount of points as you, and then the Bombers getting a win, which is the prediction I'm coming in with. And the Bombers will be a lot healthier percentage, so they fall just a game behind, got you on percentage. So Rye's got to put such a big expectation on this game, and it can open their season up. If they get this one, they can consolidate themselves within the 5. If they drop it, they leave the season open. It's big.
It's a fine line, though, isn't it? Because you put too much pressure on, they may fold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rye remind me of
Crib
Point last year at the current stage.
Yeah.
That's what they're.
Absolutely. There's a lot of similarities there. Yep. That's why we love this time of the year. It's and all the machinations that go with it. And we just bloody love it here on the Halftime Heroes. Folks, we're going to take a short break. That wraps up the Division 2 side of the show. We're going to be back after the break with Suss's pellets, and it's going to be juicy. It's going to be big. Got the Toyota forklift ready to go. Warming up out the bloody driveway. The little kids in the street are running around. Bring it in, kids. Yep. We need it. You're watching and listening to the Halftime Heroes. We're going to be right back.
This is Halftime Heroes.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to Halftime Heroes, the latest on local sport across the Mornington Peninsula.
Geez, you've been a good host tonight too. Just
done well.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It's that time of the night where it's the big fella gets on the thing. He's had a couple of party pies, took a couple extra kilos. Oh, that plate was like that.
Like 50,
and it's gone. A few have just gone missing. They just go whooshka.
You can't see the pile on the vision.
It's like a magic trick. It's like bang, it's gone. One here, 1 minute, gone the next.
And he's injured.
And he's down to one hand.
I know.
I can still wave the flags.
Yeah, good.
I was there tonight, Russ. I was there. So just Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, down at Cannonook.
And what do you actually have to get to run side to side and overemphasise and stuff?
No. Just
What's that? Hit the post.
Just a bit of a touch up.
You
So
should
I've done
have
the online test.
You should have come to the Summy game. He only kicked 7 and only 2 to 3/4 time.
That's what I'm aiming for, one of those games. So I've got to be careful where I go.
Get something on the back of the head. A can of VB or something. Right, can we bring it in? Kids, get off the thing. Bring it in. Up the bastard goes. Right, here we go. Give it to us. Come on.
Rightio. So, folks, I've injured myself. I've been in a
serious
in surgery,
life threatening,
and I've got the plastic surgeon there, the anaesthetist. We're all sitting down. We had a bit of a smoko, and we thought we'd chuck on the live stream. Okay. So I jumped on the live stream. I was watching the Red Hill match, and also watching the Frankston Dromana match, and geez, I just want to see clear vision. That's all I want to see, folks. I'm getting a close-in shot. I'm getting a far-out shot. I'm getting a shot where the camera doesn't move, but the ball's up the ground. I just need the vision. I'm trying to do stats as well at the same time, and I just haven't got the posse to do the stats. So we just need a bit of improvement on the vision, just so we can collect some data and just keep up with the play. So that's all I'm asking for. But we had to turn it off in the mid-surgery. We had to turn it off.
Did you?
Yeah.
Mid-surgery? The anaesthetist said
he couldn't keep up.
He just said
his eyes started rolling.
Right.
And he go, look, if I keep
you don't want his eyes rolling.
If I keep on doing this, I won't be able to operate.
So, do you boys find that as an issue when you go back to your tapes and you...
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, absolutely I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
not consistent. Right. You can't. Some weeks it's really good and some weeks it's just like...
Okay.
Well, mate, they just might need to clean up on some training with the camera people and, just get them back to basics and, see how we go. But you never know what might happen because the last time I've had a spray against people, they all give phone calls and feedback to me. So I'm expecting the phone call and the feedback.
Well, so they bloody should.
Yep.
So you put yourself out there, it's great.
So if you want to give me some feedback, just jump onto the Halftime Heroes webpage at halftimeheroes.com.au. Send a comment there and just tell us what you think out of it. Love the feedback. I've copped a lot of feedback this week, so especially from the higher echelon, which has been good. And I've been listening and gathering their feedback. And I've got to say, to a credit of a lot of clubs, because we talked last week about some instances around the ground and crowd behaviour and all that type of stuff. To credit of a lot of clubs, they put out a supporter behaviour code, which was fantastic. And we just need... So the committee and we'll call it the executive committee of a lot of clubs are putting the emphasis on the supporters now. So handball has gone directly from the committee straight to the supporters. Supporters, you are now responsible for your behaviour.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. It's like anything else you do. You go shopping, you go to the shopping centre, whatever you do, you're responsible for it. You can't go to the footy and just be a peanut.
Chainsaw
It doesn't give you $13 doesn't give you the right to be an absolute fool.
That's it.
At the footy. So everyone just tidy your game up.
That's it.
Is a wrap from this episode of the Halftime Heroes. Everyone enjoy round 11 coming up. It's got a lot of shit going on. A lot of stuff's going to happen. There's going to be some ladder changes.
Permutations.
Thank you to the Susovich family for hosting once again and the party pies and sausage rolls, though we didn't have many.
I was going to say I didn't see any.
They're probably cold. A few were missing in the ad breaks. They just go whooshka.
But easily inhaled half a dozen.
Gammers, thanks for coming in once again.
Good to be back. Big show next week too.
Yes, coaches corner the cone.
Jeez.
Is the cone good?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I've
cone.
never been any more ready.
Okay.
If I polish the cone one more time, I tell you.
You've got to stop polishing that cone.
I look forward to listening to it up in Darwin. I'm going to be sitting up in Darwin. I'm going to if you're going to go and play a bit of golf.
Where are you going to play?
Well, I've got a mate up there who I played in the premiership years ago, and he owns a place and he backs onto a golf course. So
in the city?
It's in the city.
Gardens.
And
he's
he's
got Gardens, little nine-hole course.
Yeah. He's got a golf cart. He works all day. He's got a pool in his backyard. I'm pretty much going to spend my day on the golf course and get out there in my shorts. And
I'm pretty sure they've got a rogue crocodile up there.
Yeah, it's very late.
I'll be on that golf cart, raised golf cart.
Yeah. So you're going up Sunday?
Going up on Sunday, and I'll be back the following Saturday.
Will you be celebrating a Mornington victory against Mount Eliza? Will you be?
We haven't beat Mount Eliza for a long time.
Who knows?
Have either, yeah.
Looking to playing the stats out of that.
That's it. That's it.
All
That's
the
it.
planning.
But, I'm looking forward to some warm weather because, it hasn't been too bad here, but you're starting to feel it.
No,
I
just got back from up north and it's pretty good. Water's 24 degrees. It's pretty nice.
And while you're there, Macca, pardon my absenteeism from Sunday, but how did training go? Or the match go down on Sunday down at
with the Victorian side? Yeah. So we trained Sunday and then we played today.
Right.
So we played the year 7s and 8s from Dromana, and notoriously the Dromana's year 7s last year were very good, which meant their year 8s are very good. They had a few ex-Victorian players, Finn Eagles, Harry Pearce played in it today. They got us by 6 goals today. Very lot bigger than my boys. Okay. A really hotly contested game. So, credit to them. We've played them 4 years in a row. And we're now 2-2 with them. And we do ask them to bring a lot of year 8s. We want them to be a lot bigger than us because we want to challenge our grade 6 side. But, they got us today in a really hotly contested game, but a very fair game. So.
And then up against Zavs shortly?
So we play. We actually have a game against the 2025 side coming up in 3 weeks. That's always a really good one, a reunion game. And then we play, Zavs year 7s, which are very good. And that'll be down right in footy country and private footy country. And we'd like to nab them. They got us by about 4 points with the last kick at the side last year. So I'm building my boys up for this one. We want to get Zavs leading into the Australian Carnival.
That'd be good because their minds, Zavs, are just having a little bit of open warfare with Skevs at the moment, Scobbers.
Right.
So there's a bit of public
school
fighting going on at the moment.
You know what I find interesting about that game? When we drive into Zavs for that one, because they give us full access to the whole kit and caboodle. We rock up at 9 o'clock and we play our game about 4 p.m. So they take us through everything. They take us through all their weight sessions, their rehab. We train. They put us through all their nutrition, hydration stuff, and we're there the whole day. And then we play them at the end of the day. When you drive into Zavs, you actually park your car under the ground.
Yeah, good.
So you go in under the ground.
Stevenson Centre,
it's amazing.
Take the steps up, and then you're on the ground.
Yeah, incredible.
It's a ripper. It's a bowling green.
Fantastic.
So I look forward to it.
No, that's man. Mate, thanks for coming in once again. Enjoy yourself in Darwin.
Thanks.
We'll see you the week after.
Yep, week after we'll be back.
Good stuff.
Yep.
We can't do this without our sponsors, Toyota, Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud, Inner Protein, LC Constructions, Impact Glass and Glazing, and the Little Court Company for all of our pickleball requirements, of which we're going to start a little pickleball tournament, I think.
We keep talking about it.
We need to get that going.
Be a weekend in July.
Fantastic.
So
we'll get that going with the clubs and that sort of stuff. We need to get that sorted between us and we'll get it out to the people. Folks, that's a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed watching and listening. We've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. Adam Kelly, get better. Get your head out of the fucking bins so you don't get disease. The Sorrento bins are okay because it's all wagyu.
You got bird flu.
It's fine.
You go to WA, did he? Doing WA Garbo.
Bird flu. It's spreading. Have a great weekend, everyone. Get to the local footy. Support your team. Do it well. Do it properly. See you next week.